And that's just the thing, so. All right, I'm gonna purpose the meeting, it's me with Lions Club, just to give us, there's lots of new members here, so to go over the agreement, and I'm gonna call the meeting to order, 2 o'clock. And remind council to declare senior interest if it arises. And the business is all about the agreement here that we've been trying to, you know, come up with a mutual agreement here that works for everyone. A lot of things have changed, like even since that one started, with all the groups that we do things with. We're working on a community grant thing, and some of these things even work into the community grant. So what happens with grants is we need to be accountable for anything that's going out. And so one of the things that came up in the discussion the last time was around with the agreement and what is it called, like financial statements and things like that, like to a degree, it's not like an audited statement or anything, but it's just, we need to know more of what's going on both sides if we've got money going out to the groups, and most seem understandable, seem to understand that it's public money. So, you know, some things we have to do, and we've always had a great relationship with the Lions. You know, it's, how long has it been going now? You know, either
around 65 years.
So with the community, you do so many things in the community. So this is just one of those things that ran out. It's too bad it ran out, that we couldn't have just got something going here that works for all of us. So, you know, I think in the last term, we took over, a lot of it was due to the pandemic. It shut everybody down, and you were up against it. And we went in to help with the financial side of things and took over a lot of things, and some of those things made sense anyways. So moving forward, it would be really nice if we could nail down, you know, an agreement that works for us all, and you know, and get on with this. You know, we don't need to have any divide here. We're all in this together, and need to work that way. So so we have the agreement with you. Like, I don't know what the best way here is, if you want to go through it right from the top to the bottom, or if there's anything that's jumping out. Like, it's obvious you guys have been.
We did it yesterday.
We did it ourselves yesterday amongst ourselves to see if there was any, this lease has been presented to us for.
This is the same lease, yeah.
Probably 5 months ago, probably 6 months ago. And we were 99% in agreement with what you suggested at that time. And there was only the one change that I think they sent to Bob yesterday in regards to wording. Sue would have.
Yeah, so it's page 5 of 9. Item number 7. It read as other community groups in the township shall be permitted to use the premises. We requested that the word use be changed to the word rent the premises. And that was,
which one was that? Sorry, I'm
interrupting.
Item 7.
Oh, okay.
You found it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, that word, just so you understand, we've never really turned any group that didn't abuse the building away, ever. Everyone's always been allowed to rent that building. And it's nice when they do pay rent, because half the time what happens is they don't have any money to pay rent with. So most of the time we ended up as a Lions Club saying, okay, you pay us and we'll donate it back to you. So it just covers paperwork, that's all it does. But they ended up getting it for free, and they will usually continue to get it for free in certain situations. You can't get money from people that don't have it. And that's always been the policy since that building was built.
And you did that. I know when I ran the skating club lots of times, and I think it helps you guys too, as far as accessing your
Different funds,
the
different.
lottery there, the Nevada.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would rent the hall from you, and you could always give it back to us, and
And it was from a paper trail too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the word? Sorry, so you
so so
change.
the word use,
And permitted, right after permitted to use.
we changed that to rent. So instead of
Haven't or not?
item number 7.
Okay.
on the sub numbers.
And that was
Okay.
really the only change that we had requested in the Bob yesterday. Everything else we were in agreement with.
So. And, you know, I don't like using new council, but this is one thing that, that's what happened too with the
Go
last.
ahead.
No, with the last council, that's what happened too. The election got in there and, you know, we just didn't finish it. We were really close, like you say, you know, and. Now we're where we are and, you know, so you have read it. You know, probably it's not easy to understand everything of where we were and where we are now, but, there was a lot of things, you know. You know, I think Hart and I found out that they were paying for that even some of those things didn't make sense anyways. It was an old agreement. It was 25 years old, the one before this. So, this one is a little more up to date. And I think, you know, even moving forward, it's, well, how long is this one good for as far as?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, so and that was another thing. We had 2 years, we went to 3 years. It gives an opportunity in this term of council, once everybody understands it better, you know, if there's any changes at the end of this one. You can throw them out there and leave it for the next council. No, but it's
Like
3 years.
the word defer.
Yeah,
Mr. Mayor, there's one question too in regards to. This agreement will be subject to review in 6 months. Well, it's been 6 months since the last time we, went through it and reviewed it. Is there any necessity or whatever for it to be reviewed? Or
And what is a review for?
maybe Bob has a practical reason for reviewing it again in 6 months.
No, through you, Mayor Martin, that was an original clause that council had suggested be put in there. So 6 months from the signing of the agreement, once it's agreed to. The thought was that we would have another look at it within 6 months. If something's not working, we can adjust.
that could work both ways too,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, like if there's something that really, it gives you a little bit of leeway there and us, like, you know, like, I mean, because I don't expect.
I think it was done because of the timing. We
Yeah.
got that in there so that the new council would review it.
Right.
And they just decided to push it to the new council, so. You would like that taken out or?
Well, I see it as being irrelevant, to be honest with you. As far as, I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
It's gonna
You can leave it in there,
No.
you can leave it in there and two things are gonna happen. One is you might want to review it, or we might want to review it, or nothing will happen. Neither side want to review it. That's my thoughts.
It's one of those clauses that you see in a lot of agreements, just to give you an opportunity, to do anything.
I don't know, what do you think, Jerry?
Well, I'm only going from listening to the meetings on the thing, and I thought the intent of the 6 months is that you were coming out of a very stressful financial time. And you wanted to see where you were going and what things were doing. Now, maybe I misread or hearing the meeting correctly, but I thought it was kind of something that, wow, we don't know where we're going right here now. We're in a jam with the jingle, so.
Well, we still are. I mean, a lot of these clubs all around are to a point, but at the same time, there's no fear, in my opinion, of the Lions Club demising, or whatever you want to call it for a word. The Lions Club is healthy membership wise as it's always been. It's shy to what Norwood is. Norwood's probably double our membership. Why, I don't know. And this is prior to their new housing development stuff. I have a thought in the back of my head and I'll keep it there. But anyway, I think that was just misconstrued, that some people thought that there was a problem with the club surviving. That's never been a problem.
And sorry, my comments are only about what I heard
Yeah.
6 months ago, so I don't really know what the overall concept
Those
was.
comments were made. I don't know if that was so much on the 6 month clause, more so probably the timing of the 2 to 3, we'll review this
I
in
think
2
the
to 3 years.
2 year thing was,
Yeah, maybe.
And then we got bumped to 3 because I
yeah,
don't know, just got bumped from 2 to 3, but that's where I think in terms of the COVID aspect came into it.
This lease has been 2 years away too. There's a 6 month escape clause in there for both sides anyway.
yeah.
So.
And I think Hart's right, is where that was coming from. My view of it at the time was with the 2 year was hopefully we're gonna come out of this, and not that we're worried about it, but that might be at the end of this, it'll be looking at, you might be saying, you know, our bank account's getting healthy again and we wanna, you know, we're gonna help you with this. It'll be a help thing. It's not no more demanding or anything like that. It's just if there's any of these things that we've taken over, you might say, hey, we can help you out in that, and maybe it'll be through a donation thing, and that's where things come up at the end.
That's what we discussed yesterday, is there's other things that the Lions Club could support, you know what I'm saying? That because of, if we are financially better off over this whole deal, maybe we are, maybe we aren't. But, you know, you got the town hall going on that needs help, a certain amount of help. There's numerous,
Legion.
the Legion needs help, there's other things need help. We help each other.
Yeah, like, so that's what it's coming down to, like, we would hope that maybe yearly we can have you come in and give us an update how you're making out or whatever, like, we want to be involved with the groups, like, and as much detail as you want to give, but it's just, we need to know, like we told the Institute, we need to know where they stand, like, people see they're charging for, say, bands that come in there on the weekend, well, we get the question, well, where's the money going? Well, they're gonna start giving us a yearly update, it's for them too, to get where they're going and how they're doing, it's just,
Right.
In 3 years from now, hopefully it happens before then, like you say, like maybe there'll be things that you'll say, hey, I see you're trying to do some of the town hall, the Lions would like to support this. Those things, it doesn't have to be wrote down, we can do things like that by working together.
There's been a big evolution in how things are done here in Havelock over the last 30, 40 years in regards to the fact that if it wasn't for the club pushing for stuff, most people have been here a long time know that there would be very few things ever got changed, upgraded or whatever, from the ball diamond to the arena. All those projects were spearheaded and pushed by the Lions Club and the park down there and the park across the road. And if it wasn't for, people that were members in those days to put pressure on people that were working in the offices, both in the township and the town, to apply for grants and etc. None of this stuff would even be here. Now, I know things have changed a lot in the last 25, 30 years. I've seen that change. And it's nice to see now that we're.
For the good though, right? Since we got here 20 years ago, everything's got better, right?
That's right. Well, I'll give you credit.
When you started out with the 40 years, I thought, oh no, he's gonna hit me now and take that 40 years. Okay, I wasn't here 40 years ago, so that's okay.
Things have changed for the better. There's a lot more cooperation now than there ever was. You know that too, from all the stuff you've done. How hard you had to fight to get it to happen.
That's right.
And all this is, in my mind, is an agreement that allows things to continue the way they've always been. And I don't have to go to the bank and sign for a building for the town.
We still might have to.
And Elwood Hamilton doesn't have to go, and neither, I'll give Don Cassan credit too. Because that's how that stuff got put there in the first place. And because they were Lions members, and there was probably 10 other people asked to do it too, and I think the bank stopped as soon as they saw Don Cassan's name on there. So we don't need the rest of the people to sign it. But anyway.
I think good.
So through you, here, do you guys have a list of what you actually, like, I was so impressed today with the Women's Institute, like they were telling us all their money, of course, goes back to the community, and you guys do a lot too. Do you ever do a list of what you do? Like, it's amazing what you do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do, and we did supply it in this stuff with Bob here to go, like as far as our donations in regards to,
But I mean, to the public, Jack, like going in,
Well, we
like, I
try-
don't know much about the Lions. I know you do a lot of stuff because I see you all the time at the arena. But what do you, like, you were saying with the parks and all that kind of, do you do a list of it on your website or somewhere that the public knows?
Sue answered that better than me.
No,
I
I
would
don't
say
think so.
it's not as good as we could, but we do a lot more than we used to do.
So that report though, when we, like this will have to be passed in I don't know if it gets passed today.
It can be passed today. This is an open
Because-
session meeting.
That document that we received the last time, that it would help Kathy in understanding, so it was in a closed session, so it's closed. If that document they use, if it was okay with you guys, someday that should just come out to our public meeting and we can receive it. And it's available to everybody.
Yeah, I'd like to see this passed today, Mr. Mayor. if we can,
Okay.
just to get it done with,
Yeah.
right?
Good.
The fact that we're gonna give you a list of our donations every year,
No, that's not what I mean, Jack.
but we don't mind doing that.
No, I want to know project, that's what the word, the word was
Just
project,
projects in general.
and not for necessarily for us, for
We'll
the
make a
public.
motion with the list of
Think
things.
about
The
this
public.
again so they can see the.
You have the list?
I'm not sure, I just gonna.
I know it's
It probably needs to be updated as well.
That was just, I think you guys gave us for 1 year, right, Shelley?
Yeah.
2018, but before COVID, year before COVID, you gave it. whatever, all the
Actually, I-
groups you donated to that year.
in the dark, then I'm kind of stepping in now with rats, right? So,
Yeah, Shelley's the new president.
but,
Congratulations.
You never get rid of that.
Oh, yeah.
So you just delegate everything, right? You just delegate.
oh, yeah, I just delegate.
No,
Great.
so I sent projects.
I can email it to the law.
I didn't have projects so that Collins would know what to do. Like, come here, names.
Why don't they? Yeah. Like we did to the women.
Like I see here. it is. I thought you were saying another.
I don't think I have.
It can be updated, I'll email it to Bob and he can get it from the council.
Yeah, we'll get it to council anyway, but at the end of the year, it'd be nice if you come, like, maybe when you come to, when you're doing. I want to take it for granted, but when you're doing the Santa Claus parade. And you usually come and say that you're gonna need to close George Street or whatever, you don't necessarily have to come to us, but make it come and talk to us and say, this is what we've done this year, like, and, it's good for both of us. It reminds people of what you do and it reminds us too.
Well, that's what I said, because I've been here 12 years, so I'm fairly new, right? But like, when you find out what clubs do, especially your only service club left, it's amazing what you do. So it'd be nice if we say, wow, the Lions Club do this, the Lions Club do that. You need to touch your own horn, really.
You're all welcome to come to a dinner. Absolutely.
And through you, Mr. Mayor, I think, I agree with everything that's been said, but I think it's very important that we know what you do because we like to be ambassadors. Because what do people do normally? Complain. So if they complain about something, we would, historically, I'm not saying that now, but you want to be able to diffuse anything. If we know what you're doing and in a supporting role, it's not say, well, I have to be back. I didn't know they were doing that, but it's nice. As much information as we can have to get to the public enhances our position
Yeah.
because it's because we know you do good work. That isn't really an issue. It's how much and how.
One of the key things that we do, that they very seldom never did give us any credit for 25 years of the first police is, we manage that building on behalf of the community for nothing. If the city of Peterborough owned that building and the Evinrude Center, ask them how much it costs them to run the building. Ask the Memorial Center how much it costs to have an outsider come in and run the building. We've never got paid nothing for running that building. And if you use your own employees to run that building, you're gonna be paying them. I can just imagine the increase in wages they're gonna ask for. When they say, we're the new managers of the building, we'd like to get paid to be the new manager of the building.
One of the things that this group wouldn't know that we found out the last time too is, and if you go rent the hall in Norwood and you notice the staff people hanging around, well, that's one of the things that's been a benefit for us. When the Lions are running it, it's the Lions running it. It's up to them how they run it. If we take it over, we have to have staff for every function that's in there. And that was a kind of an eye opener because when you see what's happening over there, you got 2 or 3 staff on. It's been working. And there was lots of little things and we all have our own reasoning for, trying to, it's been a lot of work to get this thing. And Bob did the initial one and there's been a few amendments but now we're there. And I think, for today, as far as the list, I think we can get the list that Bob has it and council can see it. But for today's meeting, if you're good, if that's the only change and council is good with that, I would take a motion today that we pass this agreement as presented with that amendment of the
Page 5, item
Yeah.
7.
So you want to move that, Kathy?
I will, definitely.
And Gary? Oh, I think your hand's starting to go. So
Well, I thought maybe I'd have another question.
Yeah.
If it was allowed.
if I can get a seconder and then we'll have questions or comments. Okay, seconded by Beth. Okay, so go ahead.
Page 4, bottom item, the back room, including the back room. What does that mean?
Where our fish fry room is.
Okay,
There's a storage room off the side of the Zamboni room.
okay.
I think you guys keep your garden equipment and stuff.
Yeah, sometimes they kept it there, but I think they moved it up to the far end now. Don't know for sure.
The reason I'm asking, we just had a facilities tour
Oh, you didn't see
just a
it?
week ago, and we've seen it, and I was just wondering, I was just trying to bring things into context, because I don't know, because I know they use it all the time too.
The only time we ever use it is the fish fry.
Basically,
Yeah.
but we were allowed to store stuff there, and at one time. There was competition, I guess, between the Lions Club and the Odd Fellows in regards to who supplied the wheelchairs. Our wheelchairs and our scooters and stuff went into that back storage room because we helped cover the cost of building the storage room. And through the grant structures that took place at the time.
That was.
And that, where most of this stuff, my understanding is, where most of this stuff is now, it's in the old town hall.
Yeah, down the bottom.
In the two garages at the bottom.
In the.
Ralph was after, so they told me the other day still, this is disabled equipment.
Yeah, don't know, there was,
Yeah,
we could probably look after everybody with crutches, I think.
yeah, I was on one up there. I booked one already, so. Anyways,
Through you, Mayor Martin, so the Lions Club is in agreement with this agreement. Except for the 6 month. Do we have to come back in 6 months?
it's outside.
We were just wondering if it was necessary.
Is it helpful? We could change the wording of that item to suggest that an agreement may be reviewed at the request of one of the parties.
Yes.
In 6 months. Is that okay?
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
It's on page, the first page of the agreement,
Page 3 of 9.
page 3 of the agenda.
Yeah.
Maybe does that include your change as well? I did.
Yeah, like we'll just add that to change and then the mover and seconder would have to agree to it.
Let's get it done.
You okay with, the mover okay with that?
I could get it done for you.
Going to start next.
I know.
Yes.
Any questions for the group?
You guys are more familiar with it than I am, so
Yeah.
I know, that's,
I'm ready to go.
I think
Okay.
overall, can I, through you, Aaron? So are you guys okay with this? Like, this is a good agreement? You're
Yeah, we're fine with it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you know, and I
It's
just,
been a lesson of approximately 2 years of negotiating with Bob and everybody else, so.
took.
Thank you, Bob.
You know, to get it done.
You're welcome, Jack. If I could just thank Jack. Jack and I have communicated on this several times. We met face to face several times. And I think we've come up with something here that can work for both parties.
All right, so call the question, all in favor?
Yeah.
Good, okay. So. That was,
So through the mayor again, once this is drawn up, with the word changes, we have to take it back. And just have the signing officer sign it at our club, that's all.
So, yes, I forgot, isn't the date gonna change because?
I just wanted to ask that question. Do you want it to start the 1st of April? It says
Yeah.
1st of March there, but we can make it 1st of April.
Please,
Okay.
okay.
as long as you don't think it's an April Fool's joke.
There it is. We can use that.
Yeah. Okay.
Make it the second.
Yeah,
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe that was a good idea.
We'll make it the 2nd of April. Yeah, okay.
Um,
So you'll let us know when your group fully passes. This has to go to your general committee, right? Is that how that works? Or-
Yes and no, we're debating that. You take it to the board of directors first and they'll probably just approve it and anything is approved there is approved by the rest of the group.
Yeah, our next meeting is the 21st, but I don't know, that's just at the general meeting, so I don't know if we can get it signed earlier.
Probably.
We could probably get it done earlier, just call a meeting and get them to.
Well, we can do that.
Because it's just me and Sue that are signing, so.
we can do it the
So
first.
you just let us know, and as soon as I know that, we'll bring it back to council, endorse the whole thing. Everybody signs it and we're good.
Yeah.
So could you email me the final copy that I can?
Yeah, I will. I'll change the date.
Council
And, absolutely. I'll do
Our
that.
council.
Probably do that today.
Okay.
I'd type it up, but you wouldn't have it in time for the agreement. So anyways, okay, well, that's good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was really interested in the list of what you guys,
We'll get it.
projects, I don't care about the money.
You know what?
Well, I just care about the money, obviously.
Year end.
What did you guys accomplish? I think it's amazing. I'm learning more and more all the time. Can't remember how many, right?
Fair record on there.
It's gone.
Yeah, go on.
No, I know.
Okay, fine.
An annual visit to council.
Yeah,
a
like,
delegation.
we're trying to get into that again, and you know, it's good for everyone. It's, and especially now, like what I feel with clubs struggling for volunteers. A lot of things just, you take for granted that everybody knows what you're doing. It's the same, I used the lodge today. You know, we don't brag about what we do or don't talk about it. So nobody knows it's that secret club, but those, now they're trying to change it. They got the social media happening at the lodge and people are saying, I didn't think you could do that kind of stuff. Well, if you don't get with the times, we're gonna get left behind. So, you know, so whatever you can do to toot your horn, come to our meeting and that way it's gonna, and like I say, those other ones were closed. This one here is open. This thing, you know, the list of things, this is good stuff. So let's get some good things happening.
The charter, what was the date for the charter? June
June 3rd.
June 3rd, they were having our 65th charter. And it's an afternoon,
3 till 6.
3 to 6 charter, and they want all you people to come
Where is
to
it?
that.
You
It'll
people.
be at the event. You people.
People.
June 30. What time?
Can't call people, you people.
That's a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
But even
We're getting actual-
your meeting, Shelley, like, so before things shut down, like Sue had asked me about coming to a meeting one time, like,
Yep.
you know. I have never done that, but if you ever want one of us to come out to a meeting and just talk to you about whatever, maybe there's something going on. Hopefully in another month or two, we can talk about the long-term care or something and feel good about it. But you know, like, well, one of us can come out to your meeting and talk to you and you know, anytime. Sure. You know, let's work together on everything.
We gotta have another point too. Congratulations.
You gotta have food. The Women's Institute did sweeten us up a little bit.
Congratulations on the subletting a contract or whatever you call that to someone to build that nursing home. That's a great thing for the community, and it's something that's finally looks like it's falling in place, and you deserve a lot of credit. Everybody does.
Completion.
Thing.
Yeah.
I know.
We just wanted to see a hole dug, so maybe Jack, would you go dig a hole? Dig a hole and we'll talk about it and say something's happening.
I don't really worry the contractor if I start ahead of him.
So, no, so Marilyn, we have the mover, Councillor Clement, seconded Councillor Flagler on the agreement as amended.
All in favor? That's carried.
Okay, thank you.
And then we'll close it out and then we can talk. The confirming bylaw is
You got that.
another confirming bylaw 2 today.
Yeah.
You wanna do that one, Jerry?
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't you want a second?
Everything way Hank normally Jimmy has a big monitor.
Normally I can't. I hide.
Yeah.
It's bulletproof too. And then motion to adjourn the meeting. Art, Kathy. He took Barry's place. He's the closer.
I use a closer
3 to 6 on the 3rd.
on the 3rd.